you're looking for a gorgeous wide view, you'll find it through a pair of these Maven B.6 10-power binoculars that look as good on the outside as it does looking through it. Let's check it out. Let's start by unboxing this thing, but don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with tedious unpacking footage. Instead, let's take a look at what you get in the box. This is the Maven B6 binocular. It is a 10 by 50 millimeter binocular, 10 power, and let's just take a look at this. And one word comes to mind as I'm holding this and looking at the details, and that is gorgeous. Now, if you get your hands on a nice pair of binoculars, whether it's a Nikon or a Vortex or a Leupold, you get them in your hands and you're thinking, wow, this is really nicely engineered, nicely put together, but the word gorgeous seldom comes to mind, but it does come to mind with the Mavens, just because in terms of the design details and materials, this just looks more like a vintage photo lens or a luxury watch, more than just your typical optic. And some of you might think, okay, that's a bit superficial, it's frou-frou, who cares? It's really more important what the glass is about. But I gotta say, Maven makes good quality optics in terms of their glass. If you're going to spend the kind of coin that you are with a pair of these or any of those other premium optics, why wouldn't you want the option of customizing it? So I do appreciate that of Mavens, and really that is one of the key selling features of this. But let's just look at the more practical features. It does come with retained front lens covers, which are silicone and flexible, and it does also come with rear lens covers. Now, these are detachable, but they have loops on them, and there's strap loops on the tubes on the binocular itself. So you would thread your neck strap through your lens covers and then through the loops on the binoculars, so that they would be retained as well. And there are eye cups that telescope out. And there's a diopter adjustment on the right tube. And just look at the nice texturing. This reminds me more of vintage lenses. Really nice texturing. So, and it has a rubberized armor on the tube. So, all in all, good grip. And there is also a photo adapter or tripod adapter socket underneath this cap. You just unscrew that. So overall, this is a nice pair of binoculars. But of course, the most important thing is, how does it look through the glass? So we're going to take it outdoors and take a look through them next. Before we get started with the test, I'd just like to take a quick break here to talk about this episode's sponsor, Aura. You've seen the news, those huge data breaches that have compromised mine and probably your data. That's why it's important to be proactive. Now, for the cost of just a VPN, I'm getting a whole suite of security services, including $1 million in identity theft insurance, fraud alerts, spam blockers, and they're even removing me from those damn data broker listings. After a month of using Aura, I've seen my spam mail go down by more than half, and I'm not getting any robocalls anymore. For an election year, that's priceless. Speaking of priceless, I'm giving you the opportunity to try them for free. Use my link, aura.com/moondog, and you can try them for 14 days, free. No contracts, no commitments. And if you use that link, you're helping to support this channel. You know, identity fraud is a real thing, and with AI, it's all too easy to spoof your identity. That's why you should try out Aura. All right, let's get back to the tests. And this is the peak of Mount Davidson, 1,400 yards away. It's a bit of a hazy, breezy day today, so it's kicking up a lot of particles in the air, so it's not as contrasty, but this is San Francisco, so a lot of fog is pretty typical here. The ED glass really is showing through here because I am not detecting really any chromatic aberration. And at the very top of the hill, there is a trail marker sign, which I'm highlighting here. That is an 8-foot tall pole with a 3-foot steel sign, or about that size, which is a good proxy for an IPSC target at this distance. Now, while I was filming the hill, a red-tailed hawk happened to land on a tree nearby. I'm not a birder, but let me know what you think of this binocular's performance from 50 yards. We're looking through the B6 at reference targets 100 yards away. What we could see is a bright, sharp, clear image with little or no chromatic aberration, even in the white target frames against the dark, shadowed backstop. A bit of an aside here, using a camera to take footage through these wide-angle binoculars produced an image that looks further away than it does with my Mark I eyeball. I think it's because phone camera lenses have a wider field of view than the human eye, so I'm going to simulate what I saw with my naked eye through the binoculars by enlarging this footage. Now, this looks more like what I was seeing with my naked eye, and I could see quite a bit of detail, including a pair of tiny .22 caliber holes below the reactive sticker target on the bottom left, and in the resolution chart on the bottom right, I could make out both horizontal and vertical lines down to about element 1 or 2 in group -1. I'd like to thank Maven for sending out the B6 for me to test, and I am very impressed with this medium power set of binoculars. And this is an ideal size and weight for traveling with. It's very packable, so if you are traveling and you want to go and do birding or look at sporting events from a distance or wildlife, these are a great pair of binoculars. A very, very clean, sharp image, a very smooth function on the focus, but they are also surprisingly good for a use that I was not anticipating. I had taken these to the range to look at my standard reference targets, and I was actually frankly shocked that I was able to see .22 caliber holes from 100 yards with these binoculars. This is a 10 power by 50 millimeters optic here, and usually I'm not used to seeing .22 caliber holes on paper with an optic that's less than 14 or 16 power. So being able to see those super clearly with these binoculars was frankly shocking to me, and I'm really impressed with the level of detail I was able to get with this. Probably it's because of the ED glass that they use and just the quality of the glass and the engineering on these. So it's not just the fact I was mentioning that these look gorgeous in terms of how it looks on the outside. So it's not just superficial external features, it also looks great through the glass itself. So yeah, so if you're interested in picking up a pair of these B6s, I've included product links as well as more information in my full write-up at moondogindustries.com. There's a link to that article in this video's description. Check out that article and use the affiliate links in that article to help support this channel. And of course, you can always be helpful by just simply hitting the like button and subscribing to this channel if you're not already subscribed. It just takes a second to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and it doesn't cost anything. It's absolutely free when you subscribe to this channel. So I appreciate you taking the time to do that, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Moondog, out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.